rolling. Okay, Dr. Chua, we are here to ask you a little bit about spritzer. Please share with us the goodness about spritzer's water and the different types that people can consume.
Okay, let me begin with the last question first.
Right.
You're talking about, actually Malaysia, we have three main types of water that you can consume for your hydration needs. Okay, now the first one, of course, is our tap water, our good old tap water. But our good old tap water, you got to remember, actually it comes from rivers. Where we actually take the river water to treat it to become tap water. So it's very important that the river must be clean to ensure good quality water. Okay, but then the second tap water is that some people may not have confidence in tap water. They want to install filters. Yeah, installing filter is good and bad also, because filters, if you do not know how to maintain it, sometimes you have to change the filter more often because sometimes it get clogged off, and then also especially these filters will remove chlorine from your from the tap water. And then chlorine is actually a anti-microbiological agent, so it's very important to what you call to have the chlorine inside the water in the tap. So if you remove using filter remove your chlorine, then the water then may be susceptible to to bacteria attack and all that. So therefore it may not be then good for you in the sense. So you have to be careful even when you use filter, to make sure that you're diligent to change the filter quite often. And so this is what tap water . Now the other two types of water is like bottled water. Now bottled water in Malaysia comes into two types under the Ministry of Health. The first one is what they call drinking water. One category called drinking water. Now in the drinking water category, all the water must come in white cap. So the consumer must know that the white cap is basically tap water, but they have different processes. So like in Malaysia, we allow three processes. First one is filter. You can just filter the water, the tap water. Then the second one is what we call distillation process. That means you actually distill the water. You boil it to a high temperature, then you cool it down, and then you distill it. Okay. Then the third one is what's called RO water, reverse osmosis water. When the tap water is pushed through a semi-permeable membrane under pressure, then all the minerals are left behind. So you only get basically demineralized water. So this demineralized water actually is not healthy for you. Frankly, under the WHO, they don't recommend people to drink demineralized water. Okay, and then of course from there, then the third one, the most best water for people to consume is actually called natural mineral water. Now, natural mineral water is actually derived, from nature. So what happens when, let's say, rainwater will fall on the Earth's surface? Then it will, what happens on the Earth crust, if you like, then the water will seep through porous rocks. And then as they go into a porous rock, they begin to dissolve the minerals that is on the rocks. And then as they travel more and more deeper into the Earth crust, it begins to absorb what they call more and more minerals until it hit a non-permeable layers of rock, and that's when it kind of settle down into an aquifer, what they call an aquifer. And that aquifer is like a reservoir water which you can be extracted out, and that's how we extract mineral water out of it. So for example, like in spritzer, so I would recommend the spritzer is one of in fact the best mineral water to consume, because here we take a lot of precaution to ensure that the water that we have is the highest quality, and the thing that we do here is that we have actually acquired 330 acres of land. 330 acres is actually equivalent to 266 football fields. That is how huge our land bank is, and that is only just to protect the integrity, the quality, the safety, and the security of our mineral water. So you can imagine investing 330 acres and you cannot do anything with that 330 acres. You just have to, so we plant trees for sustainability and for the sustainability of the environment, to reduce carbon footprint and all that, just to make sure that there is no pollution at all, no industrial pollution, no human pollution. So this is the kind of commitment that we give, to the public to ensure that when you drink spritzer natural mineral water, you're getting the best quality water. And not only quality also, but we also have health benefits. You know, our spritzer mineral is endowed with a therapeutic amount of what they call trace amount of this very important trace element called soluble silicon, which is a bioactive silicon that research has found to be able to synthesize collagen in your body. That means it can be good for connective tissue, such as collagenous tissue as skin, bones, and all your other like hair and blood vessels. And in fact, we have also done research on our spritzer mineral water with a professor in UK under Kew University, showing that if you drink, say, a liter of spritzer natural mineral water a day, right, you'll find that the spritzer mineral water can actually take out aluminum from your body, and you will then excrete it out in your urine. So we all know that aluminum is implicated in Alzheimer's disease. So if you can remove more of the aluminum, then your risk of maybe getting dementia may be then reduced. So this has been published in international peer-reviewed journals like Journal of Alzheimer's Disease and eBiomed, you know. So these are all reputable international journals. So we are very confident that what we do here in terms of research is to give the best quality and help giving water to the consumer.
Right. Oh, that's really something that we should all be considering to take on, adopt as a habit,
in
to
fact,
drink spritzer water.
in fact, it's good for you, see.
Right. So besides that, it's also got very good taste.
Yes.
So could you please tell us a little bit more about this tasty part?
Yeah,
of
this
spritzer?
tasty part actually comes because, you know, like told you, because our mineral water is endowed with actually a lot of these natural minerals and electrolytes. Now this is where that natural mineral actually brings forth, you know, that the kind of taste, what they call aroma, if you like, taste kind of thing. So you find the spritzer natural mineral has this crispy, silky, you know, very what they call smooth taste, you know, as compared to, let's say, if you talk about even RO water or those demineralized water, which generally are depleted of mineral. They are very blunt, very no taste at all, you know. So this is where I think our spritzer water has that advantage. In fact, many consumer has actually told us that they love spritzer is because of its taste, and this is true because you know, and that has been even affirmed by actually the what they call the Institute of Taste Quality Institute, the International Taste Quality Institute of Belgium. Now this organization specializes in tasting food, and they are a very huge organization, very reputable organization. So what we do, we send our water every year to them, you know, for evaluation, and amazingly, you know, they found the spritzer mineral water. They actually awarded us the three superior taste award with the maximum 3 stars award. 3 stars, which is actually in fact the maximum score that you can get, with a score over 90%. So this actually is a testimony, you know, of that affirmation of what people was talking about our taste. And the amazing thing about this also is that what happened was that for the last 3 years, we have been actually getting this 3-star award. And so, and the beautiful thing about this is that the 3-star award came because every year the judges are different. These are what they call water connoisseurs, you know, and they are Michelin star water connoisseurs from all over Europe. About 120 of them come together to do the tasting. And the fact that we were able for 3 consecutive years to get the superior taste of for 3 stars, the maximum, is really an achievement, exceptional achievement. And that was why the ITQI, the Institute, you know, the Institute of Taste Quality Institute, actually awarded us this year what they call the Crystal Award. The Crystal Award is very special because it's only given to a company that has shown the last 3 years to be able to achieve 3 stars award. So this is, and we are the only Malaysian company, in fact, that has obtained this exceptional award. Yeah.
Wow, that's another wow factor.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna.
Rolling.
Okay, Dr. Chua, can you just share with us besides just drinking the spritzer brand water, what else can our consumers use it for?
Yeah, actually, in fact, spritzer natural mineral water should be an ingredient that can be used in many other applications. For example, I know that there are gourmet coffee cafe now in the city. They're actually using our spritzer natural mineral water, and they told me that people just love it. You know that our spritzer natural mineral water brings out the actual special taste. You know, the aroma of the coffee bean can be actually derived, can be taken out through our natural mineral extraction. In fact, the U.S. Specialty Coffee Association actually has a water quality standard. And I found that even our water actually is very close to their requirement. So this is even recommended by the Gourmet Coffee Association. So you find that this is why, because water is very important, to actually extract out the aroma of the coffee. So it's not only for coffee, but even for tea, blending of tea. In fact, I experienced one time where Professor Lim, he's a tea connoisseur, a Chinese tea connoisseur. This guy is an expert in tea. So he came over to Maxwell Hill here, and he was trying to take the water from here, And then suddenly he discovered that actually there is a factory here doing bottled water. So they came and see me. So he was telling me, hey, Dr. Chua, wow, the water from the Maxwell Hill area is really fantastic for brewing with tea. So I told him, hey, you have it all here. We are at the base of Maxwell Hill, the oldest resort in the whole of Malaysia. So here you come, you can buy from us and all. So he has been actually taking the water, and he really said that the water is really effective in extracting out the flavor, the aroma of the tea. And not only tea, of course, for mothers, with young children, you can blend it with your coffee powder. I mean the baby powder, to make good quality what you call milk for your children. Even for cooking, for making soup. I do it. I ask my wife to make sure that you use spritzer mineral water to cook, to make soup out of using spritzer natural mineral water. So I would recommend, that even in anything that need to use water, especially for your consumption, I would advise that spritzer would be a good water to use, because it's high quality water, and you also get the health benefit of it. Yeah, thank you.
Cut below. Okay.
Stand by. Rolling.
The other thing is that also you actually can cook your rice with spritzer natural water, and I'm sure your rice will turn out to be really very of high quality too.
Cut. Okay, now we'll go to the second.
Rolling.
Okay, Dr. Chua, water safety is so important. Everybody is so particular about this safety for the food that you consume. What about the steps adopted by Spritzer to ensure that it is being maintained and taken care of?
Yeah, so you see, this is where our commitment to the consumer with this high quality that we believe that we want to give to the consumer, and that's why I earlier mentioned that we have invested in a vast land bank, 330 acres, equivalent to 260 football field, and this is where we ensure that there's no pollution, far away from all pollution, no industry, no houses can be here. So you can imagine if your plant is only 1 acre, people can come and stay there, or people can build chemical factory there, and then that will contaminate your water. So in our case here, 330 acres of land, just to far away from, nobody can come and disturb the environment there. So this is the assurance of the quality. And then and then we are sited at the base of the oldest hill resort, Maxwell Hill, and our land bank has been carbon dated to be 214 million years old, a late Triassic period, which is even older than Jurassic Park, right? So this is the kind of area, the environment that we have here. It is so conducive, to sustainability, to the safety, security, and integrity of our natural mineral water. And also our water has been actually audited and certified by a lot of local, the Ministry of Health, local authority, and even international authority. For example, the HACCP, the Hazard Analysis Critical Control Points, for plant quality, and even like we have also International Bottled Water Association plant certification, where they come every year to evaluate your plant, you know, and then also our water has been approved by the U.S. Department of Defense, where because the American soldiers, when they come to Malaysia for exercise, they also need to drink water. So our plant has been certified, audited by them to be of high quality for their soldiers to drink. So you know, and then we have been also been endorsed by the UK Trade Commission, Health Commissioner, you know, to be able to sell our product in UK. So all these authorities have actually affirmed, you know, the quality of our water through their audit and through their certification. So this actually speaks volume of the high quality and safety of our water.
Cut. Okay.
Stand by. Rolling.
Okay, Dr. Chua, in this beautiful environment, would like to also ask you about some tips to consumers. What should they know? The know-hows for the good for health water choices to make. How would they know if the water is good for them or not?
Okay, first thing is that I must tell them that at least we need to drink at least 1.5 to 2 liters of water, good quality water per day to satisfy your hydration need. So it's very important. The more you drink actually is better. I think I would advise like say 1.5 to 2 liters. And then to know which is the best water for you, I think you need to read the label. Like I mentioned earlier that there are two types of bottled water. So you look out, the white cap one is basically only drinking water, it's basically tap water, and they are depleted of minerals, you know. So these are, according to the World Health Organization, it may not be very healthy for you. So that's how one way you can differentiate. The other way is of course to know the company, you know, do some research and know the company, what they stand for, what are their values, where they're getting the water from. So especially, you know, like say, we talk about spritzer, you know, we get our water, you know, from we protect our water quality very well for sustainability, for security, for safety and all that. So this is very important to know to differentiate. Okay, and of course, you know, do not drink sugar-laden water. Sugar now there are a lot of products are coming out with what they call fortified water either with sugar and all that. These are, I think, not healthy for you too. So you have to differentiate between that as well.
Right. One additional question: is it okay to boil mineral water? Some people are saying not okay to boil mineral water. What about that?
Okay, boiling mineral water, of course, you may lose some of the minerals. Some of the minerals, if they hit the saturation point, may precipitate some of the minerals out, and that is all only. But the water are still, you know, will still be endowed with the minerals there, but you may lose some of it. So it's still okay to actually boil the water. In fact, actually, I would suggest you may want to get dispenser that actually have a heating mantle on the outlet. So because that heating mantle is your contact of the water is only for a short period of time. So you won't have to destroy precipitate too many minerals. So because they can heat the water up to about 90 degrees, which is good for your, you know, blending with the coffee or tea. So I would recommend you buy or you just look out for those dispenser type rather than reboiler, you know, where you keep on reboiling and then some will precipitate out. Okay.
Right, that's a good tip, definitely. Right, what about R&D on spritzer water? Please tell us a little bit about it. You know, over 30 years, now 30th year anniversary on the R&D so far.
Okay, so you know, in spritzer, we always believe that R&D is a very pivoted kind of priority for our company to be able to compete in the marketplace. So this is the kind of what do you call the kind of investment that we will put in, you know, to ensure that we are getting the best value, the best product in terms of functional, in terms of good quality, in terms of health benefit to our beloved consumer. So we are spending a lot of effort, spending a lot of investment into looking to R&D. So for example, you know, when we first started, when we discovered that you know, our water contained a high content of this soluble silicon or therapeutic silicon, That was when we actually did a lot of research and we were able to link with this professor, Chris Exley, in Keele University. And we found out that this man is an expert in aluminum toxicity. He has 35 years in aluminum toxicity experience. And he found out that actually the silicon is is a protector, it's a natural protector of aluminum in the earth crust. And because our earth crust actually comprises of three main abundant elements: oxygen, silicon, and aluminum. So when the earth was created, it was these three elements, the main elements. So what happened? The aluminum has been actually bind together with the silicon and oxygen to form aluminum silicate hydroxide. And so the aluminum is benign, they're inert, until scientists or industrialists in the early 1900s was able to take out aluminum from the earth crust, like for example the bauxite in Kuantan case, the bauxite, but bauxite contains about 55% aluminum hydroxide. So that was when aluminum became free. And when aluminum became free, so aluminum actually has no biological function for your body. In fact, now we know that they are actually neurotoxin. So what happened was this scientist, Chris, actually was able to understand the chemistry between aluminum and silicon. So when fish was dying in the rivers in Oxford, and they thought that it was due to acid rain. But actually it was acid rain, but acid rain was taking out aluminum from the earth crust, from the mountains, and the aluminum was going into the river, and that was why it was killing the fish. So when he discovered the link between aluminum and silicon, he started pouring some silicon solution, into the river, and behold, the fish survived, and that was how he came to know the chemistry between to know that silicon is a natural protector for aluminum, and that was why when we realized that, so we sent our water to him. We came out with a relationship with him, and he was started this clinical trial, to show that if you drink a liter of silicon mineral water every day, you will remove your aluminum through the urine, and that reduction of aluminum may be very helpful to help you to prevent Alzheimer's disease. Yeah.
Right. Therefore, this is not on the label by any chance about
we put down silica on the label, but we are not allowed to put the claim that it can prevent Alzheimer. So that one they need us to do more work. So we do put out, we emphasize on the silica content. Yeah, it's there. Yes.
Cut. Okay, that's the.
Rolling.
Okay, Dr. Chua, can you just share with us the sustainability steps taken and environmentally friendly tips to your customers?
Okay, I think on the sustainability of the environment, I think it's very important that actually a lot of the news that are going around about that plastic has been the cause of the environment. It's actually, you cannot blame it on the plastic. Actually, you should blame it on the consumer, or on us for being littering. So I think the important aspect here is not to litter. If everybody can take that extra effort to actually don't throw once you finish consuming your final product, don't go and throw it down the river or down the drain and all that. Can you just, like in your area where you have this segregation of waste and all that, put it in the right bin, and then that will be taken away, and then this will then can be recycled. So incorporate the 3R concept into your mind, to know that to learn how to recycle, reduce, and what they call reuse it. So what is important is that the education, I think, is very important, because research actually have found that plastic packaging is still the most economical and most efficient functional kind of packaging compared with all the other alternatives. Let's say you talk about glass, you talk about aluminum, you talk about paper, carton and all that. They found that plastic packaging has the lowest environmental footprint in terms of energy usage, in terms of water usage, in terms of greenhouse gas emission. So if you look at the climate change issue and environmental footprint, then plastic is still the best alternative, is the best packaging to use rather than all the other alternatives. So I think the public must understand this concept, you know, that it is not the plastic issue, it is littering. So I hope that the organization, NGO, will actually be able to come out, you know, and educate the public about littering. And I think this is the most why you look at marine littering. Right? Actually, it's really that it's not the plastic issue. It's just that if people start collecting them, you know, there's a value for it now. There's a lot of demand now for recycled PET. You know, people are collecting it and they're making into a new PET bottle. You know, PET racing to make new bottle. So it is what they call a recycle what they call packaging. It's not a single use, or what they say. It's not actually single use. It's actually reuse and reuse again and again. And that is the trend that's going on towards, you know. So I hope the public will recognize that, you know, that do not litter. Please, everybody play their role. It's not only the manufacturer, it's everybody has to play their role. And so here in Spritzer, we are also playing a role. We are trying to now look into, like I say, plant-based bottle, especially more on the recycled PET, you know, trying to convert some of our production into recycled PET. But I think the problem is getting enough of this recycled PET material. So we are looking into that. You know, we are taking effort in terms of reducing carbon emission by even using our solar panel to heat up our factory. We have been planting out of our 330 acres of land. We have been planting 15,000 over trees already, you know, to hopefully to also mitigate the reduce our carbon footprint, and also in other, like even in our plant, high technology to reduce our bottled water, you know, the packaging, you know, we reduce it by 30% through technology advancement. So we are able to actually come up with plastic bottles that are lightweighted, so that to save on the plastic usage. And also in terms of efficiency, running the plant with less reject, you know, and less energy being used. So these are all we have been incorporating it, and we have recently also invested in the automated AI Industry 4.0 warehousing, where we are using mobile robots, you know, to do all the kind of mechanism for running the plant. So these are all efforts that we have been putting in to ensure that we want sustainability. We want to go with the trend. You know, we want to go with what the system is leading to. So Industry 4.0, AI, and all these are incorporated into our factory. What they call going forward, to compete with the market, to ensure that we are a responsible company, wanting the best for the consumer, wanting the best for the environment. So this is our commitment. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, Dr. Chua, one other thing I wanted to ask you, because we always think that water source is a lake, or a reservoir, or a dam, right, or river. But in this case, for Spritzer, it comes from the water. I can see at the back there it says 420 feet underground in the tropical rainforest. Can you share with our viewers about your water source? Actually, it's not coming from a lake or from a water source which is exposed underground. Can you share that?
Yeah, okay. So you see the aquifer, what they call the water underground water source, the sustainability of it is it's very important, very crucial. It's our crucial priority to ensure that this aquifer is sustainable. So therefore, we take a lot of effort to ensure that that we don't over pump the water. That means we control the pumping rate, okay? And then also we ensure that the aquifer is the environment is well protected, so that we can produce consistency, good quality water. And this aquifer, like I say, is for our aquifer here is about more than over 400-story building, 420 over feet deep down. And this is how mineral water has been formed. As I said, when rain kind of drops on the Earth's surface, it starts seeping through the porous rocks, start absorbing the minerals in the rock, and then it keep on travel down more and more until it hit a non-permeable layers of rock, solid rock, and that was when it settled down and formed a big underground aquifer, and that's where we then pump it out as natural mineral water. So this is how natural mineral water actually is derived. And so you find that it's been well concealed, well protected. So in terms of quality-wise, they are very sustainable. And we are fortunate that we are in Taiping. You know, we have the heaviest rainfall. 4,000 millimeter per annum. Compared with other cities, we only have 2,000 millimeter per annum average. So we are very fortunate that our water source has keep on being refurbished, if you like, keep on being refurbished through the rainwater that's coming in. So that is why I think Taiping, is a very good place to start a mineral water plant, if you like. Okay.
Okay, anything aspiration of Spritzer for the coming 10 years, now that it's 30 years old, anything for the very near future, anything that you know of that the people can be looking forward to from Spritzer?
Yeah, I think we are also, of course, we are now also concentrating on exporting our water, and because of the health benefit of this silicon-rich mineral water, that we are able to come out with research, so that there's a lot of inquiry. Like I told you, we are now exporting to UK, to China, and then even to Holland. And later on, we're going to Spain and US eventually. So what is it? There's a demand for this health benefit of the water. So we are concentrating on export too. And then going forward, we'll also be coming out with some functional drinks. Like here we have this fiber drinks at here. So we are also looking into diversifying into a lot of these type of functional drinks. And so hopefully we can then come up with a more variation of our Spritzer water, still using Spritzer mineral water as the base. Okay, yeah.
Cut. Okay?
Okay.